Yo, what's up? What's up? It's the Hungry Millennial back again with yet another proactive pragmatism. For this proactive pragmatism, I'm analyzing the quote, always choose evolution over stagnation. Life is always evolving. So guess what? That means you need to evolve. You know, a lot of people, they find themselves getting stuck in political debates. I know those are hot topics. Everybody has a hot take. Everybody's an expert or a professional on this policy or that policy. But here's the problem, is life doesn't stay stagnant. So your decisions and your ability to critically think can't stay stagnant. It has to evolve, and in many cases, you might just be looking out for yourself. This isn't a political podcast at all. But start evolving in the way that you think, the way that you make decisions, the way that you make choices, the way that you analyze your future. Instead of thinking next year or next week or next month, think 5 years out, 10 years out. Yeah, okay. You had the parents that was talking about you need to get you a job with a 401k, with a this, with a pension plan, all those things. But that may not be for you. So start seeking out the truths that are going to help you in your evolution. I remember, when I was younger, I thought like, okay, well, I want to grow up and get a job, right? But then I didn't realize that just getting a job wasn't going to cut it. And then I started studying, the military and how those things, help people evolve into different careers and things of that nature. And I started talking to my father. He enjoyed being in the military. He had his ups and downs in his career. But, one thing that we were talking to, he was like, son, if you join the military, I want you to become an Army officer. And that began the process of my evolution as a person. So I had to analyze, what does that mean? That means I had to go to college. That means I had to go to school. That means I needed to get a degree. And it also meant that it was going to further my lineage. It was going to help me take, my father's lineage to the next level as far as the military went. And that was amazing. But then I went to college and I met a bunch of roadblocks. I didn't quite fit in. I didn't understand, being present in certain circles of conversation with, higher leadership and, just small ROTC stuff, because I had went and I had enlisted, went through basic training. I had kind of a sergeant's type mindset, because that's what, as a private, you're kind of set up to think in that direction. And sometimes that thinking gets very, very linear, and it can be a hindrance. And then I found out, probably like my junior year, that I wasn't going active duty. This was bone crushing to me. It really dealt a blow to my ego, because I went to, one of the ROTC camps that you set up and you assess. I went and I had gotten the Recondo Award. I never quit. I never gave up. I went out and I did my best on the PT's test score. I got a decently high score. I went out there and just left it all out there. But the environment was evolving. The government had shut down and they didn't have funding to put so many soldiers on active duty. That changed the next year, but that had nothing to do with me, because I was already a part of the class that I had chose, because I had made a decision that I was going to graduate in 3.5 years versus 4.5 years. Yes, taking 20 credit hours per semester. I was working 20 plus hours a week, and I had to pay for the decision that I had made. To ultimately, I learned a lot in the process, and it was amazing. I'm glad that I made the decision that I did. But in the moment, I was thinking, wow, this sucks. And for years, I had allowed myself to get into a stinking thinking like type of attitude. I was like, this is over. But then I had to pull myself up and think, bruh, you are an Army officer. You are going to lead soldiers. You're going to lead troops. You're going to be responsible, kind of sort of like a parent, to people that are 10 to 20 years older than you, and many that are fresh out of high school. So you've got to embrace the fact of where you are. Yeah, you in the National Guard, and that's cool. You're going to make it work. We're going to get out there. We're going to evolve with the times. If As of late, within the last couple of years, I just started taking charge of my destiny and started thinking, okay, how can I evolve? They have a new physical fitness test coming out for the military, and it's different. It includes deadlifting. It includes a lot of weightlifting, and then cardio, and then running and doing this and doing that. So I'm like, let me look at how I can evolve in the gym. So I started adding a deadlifting day to my leg day. I started doing deep squats. I started working on my mobility. I started hitting weights different and looking at things differently. I started adding, the push-ups that they might throw on the ACFT. And, just sprinkle. Evolution is about sprinkling small things that are going to make major changes in your life and take you to another level as a person, as a human being. I find myself, I listen to a lot of audiobooks, but I find myself having to pull away from those audiobooks and read a different one. And then I go back to that last audiobook, and then it brings out something else in that book. A lot of people think that they have to eat the entire pie right away. Nah, take you a little sliver and then keep it moving. But you must be consistently evolving, because that stagnation is just going to leave you with the negative vibes and the individuals that don't know that they mean that they're doing bad towards you. And that, because people inherently are selfish. They don't realize that they're being detrimental to you in their own situations, but you have to continue to evolve to get out of those situations and surround yourself with people that are smarter than you, that know more than you, so you can grow, evolve, and develop as a human being. This next year coming in, we are not just staying the same. We trying to adjust, adapt, and overcome any situation that we face instead of looking at it as a problem. Tim Grover talks about this. You have to get out of the mentality of, and Tim Grover is the trainer who trained Michael Jordan throughout his career. And you have to get away from the idea that you have problems. Now, you don't have problems. You have situations that you have to solve, that you have to look at differently. Maybe it's picking up a new career path, and that's going to be hard. It's going to be a struggle. But I promise you won't hate yourself for it if you adapt and you overcome to the situation at hand. So we've got to start evolving and changing the way that we look at things, the way that we look at life, how we process problems and situations. And maybe we can just make small adjustments in our lives that are going to be beneficial with the cards that we have been given. Because after a lot of cards have been laid out, that's all you got. Ain't no more. You can reshuffle your hand to fit your situation, but you get one set of cards. That's what proactive pragmatism is about. Taking those actions and being practical about the things that you need to do in your life. So, this is Hungry Millennial. I appreciate you guys. Like, share, comment, subscribe. And remember, always choose evolution over stagnation. Hungry Millennial out. Thank you.